Hey guys, it's Omar Tubi. Welcome back to my channel. It is Pride Month. Why the fuck did I just say it like that? I don't understand why I did that. I apologize. I'm sorry about that. June is Pride Month, which means we're celebrating the L, the G, the B, the T, the Q, the plus. Anybody on that beautiful spectrum, on that beautiful rainbow, it's a month for us. It's a month of celebrating, and I'm so proud to be finally celebrating it this month and doing it in a visible and vocal way. As you guys know, I've been out for a bit now, and last year I didn't really get to celebrate Pride. I was in the closet on my YouTube, and I was kind of in the closet in certain aspects of my life. I wasn't as vocal and upfront about my sexuality as I am now. As you can see, I talk about it a lot on my YouTube platform. As you can see, I'm posting stories about me on Twitter that's definitely considerate of my sexuality. I filmed a video earlier today and it was just so melancholic. It was so depressing. It was so sad. And I was like, this is Pride Month. Why am I being a sad sack? This is the month to celebrate myself. This is the month to fully embrace myself and be happy for being me. I do understand there has been some sad instances that has happened in June. By the time this has been posted, it's been over a year since the Orlando Pulse nightclub shooting, which that was just a huge tragedy. And I never really spoke about how much that moment affected me. And I will be getting into that a little bit later. But as of right now, I kind of want to talk to you about my journey to accepting myself as a gay man. And I know I've talked about it a lot, but let's talk about the dirty little secrets that I haven't dived into yet. It's not gonna necessarily paint me in the most positive light. And that's what I want on this channel. I'm human, I make mistakes. I can be problematic at times. And even though I am woke, that doesn't excuse me from being problematic. That doesn't excuse me from being an asshole or saying things that are wrong and learning from my mistakes. We're gonna revisit baby gay Omar when he first came out in December 2015, when I was queer or pan at that time, and how I made my way to the beautiful gay man that you see right here. I look disgusting right now. So I came out in December 2015 as a pansexual male, and I said I was much more attracted to women than I was to men, because at that time I truly believed it. I didn't think that my attraction to men was gonna be super strong, even though I spent a good bit of my youth masturbating to men, thinking about men, wanting to pound another man's bus. Hey, I thought I was gonna be with a woman, okay? During that time that I was pansexual, I did kind of harbor some problematic views. I was kind of holding on to this idea of heteronormativity, and I was still kind of holding on to this closet homophobia that I adopted through years of repressing my sexuality. It sounds terrible, and I understand it. This was me when I first came out. I've grown a lot. I wanted to be very coy and not so upfront about it. So if someone asked me, I would kind of say, oh no, I don't. I still like girls, even though I knew that I wanted to fuck a man's brains out. But I just didn't think it was anyone's business, which that is totally fine. Everyone doesn't have to be upfront and honest as I am. Some people are very private, and that's totally fine. It was to the point where even though I was out with my friends, I was denying myself freedom with other people and with my family too. I said some fucked up things. At one point, I was kind of like one of those mask for mask gays. I never really talked to you guys about this too. In my early gay days, at that white gay phase, I think every black man has that white gay phase. I was seeking validation and acceptance from white queer men, and I wanted to fit in with white queer men, and that lasted for like a blip. Like when I say a blip, like smooth ass a month. It took me really hanging with black queer people or queer people of color. My two best friends are queer women of color. That intersection that I lie on doesn't necessarily align with how white gay men may see me. I have to deal with a little bit of fetishism on dating apps. I have to deal with, oh, people are gonna like you because you are a cute black guy, or you have to fit in to be accepted this way. And for me, I didn't really like that. I didn't really enjoy that. I just wanted to be my own person, and I wanted to exist not only as a black man, but as a queer man of color, because that's a hard intersection line on. I know I made a video about it earlier, but it's difficult. I was just confused. I was scared. When you first come out, it's not easy. No one in my immediate family was gay or queer or bi or pan or anything. As of now, I'm probably one of the only out gay men in my family, and my family knows, and they're very much accepting of it. Some are a little weird about it, but most of them are pretty accepting of it. But I didn't have a guideline for this. I didn't have a rule book for this. I had to learn how to embrace myself on my own. On my own. Is that a Patti LaBelle song? It is a Patti LaBelle song. So gay. So when I came out, it was just really weird. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to embrace myself. What helped me embrace myself was my first relationship with the man. I had a boyfriend. He was super cute. My feelings for him have faded a little bit, but he still holds a very special place in my heart because he was the first guy that I really fell for. Because he was the first guy who reciprocated the feelings that I felt for another man. When I said I liked him, he said it back to me, and that was so refreshing and so freeing. I don't think he even realized how much he taught me. He doesn't realize how much he did for me. That was the first time I held a man's hand in public. That's the first time I kissed a man in public and went on a date with another man in public, and we were somewhat like PDA-ish and like intimate. I'd never done that. I never had the ability to do that when I was so deep in my internalized homophobia. But you know, all good things come to an end, and we didn't last super long. We lasted for a few months. By the time that we were over, I was more so embracing my sexuality, and I still was in that pansexual, bisexual thing too. I didn't really know what I was. I was so happy to be queer that I was super like adamant people saw me like that. And then June 12th happened, Pulse happened. That was the first time I was confronted with negativity about my sexuality and a lack of understanding and danger associated with it, and that people won't see me as a person because of the way I am. And that scared the shit out of me. That scared me a lot. It almost made me want to go back in the closet. It really did. I was so afraid about how people were going to perceive me, and if I was strong enough to face that I didn't want that on me. Later that day, I had a conversation with my friend, and she told me, I'd rather die being who I am than to live a lie. It reawoken this spirit in me. You should fully live your truth. Be who you are, and never let anyone take that away from you. From that day on, that's when I became more and more comfortable and learned more and more about my sexuality and the history of my sexuality. It truly was an awakening. When I made my coming out video in September, it was time. It was time just to be me. It was time to start having the conversations that I wanted to have on this channel about being a Black queer man, because I wasn't having them in my personal life often. It inspired so much conversation, inspired so many people to kind of follow along and talk about the important things, the mundane things, the things that get swept under the rug. That's something on my channel that I will never take for granted. Through this medium, I'm inspiring so many people to be themselves. I'm inspiring so many people to really talk about the issues that they're afraid to talk about, because I'm talking about it. I'm talking about growing up in a religious Black household, hearing the F word, being afraid to come out. I'm talking about being a thought like I did last week. But I'm having those conversations. I'm having those conversations about being a normal gay Black man in America. The beauty of it, the hardships of it, the ups and downs, the trials and tribulations, and the journey of being a Black gay man. That moment changed me. It really did. And through that tragedy, I found inspiration. I found strength. And I found me. Those people who died at Pulse, they inspired me to be me and to live my truth and live free and live open and not care about who's going to judge me for being gay. As long as I'm happy, everyone else can fuck off. I think since then you guys kind of know my journey, but as of now, I'm out, I'm proud, and I'm happy, and I love it. This is Omar, and I'm proud to be gay.